First off, thank you for doing this. This is really important for us to be able to meet you and to express our views of what we believe the future of the city should be. For those of you who do not know me, I'm Dr. Julian Gold. I'm an anesthesiologist. I've actually practiced anesthesia for 40 years, and for 28 of those 40 years, I was the chairman of the Department of Anesthesia at Cedars-Sinai up until April of last year. As part of the job, I was also managing partner of the anesthesia group, and as part of that, I managed budgets in the tens of millions of dollars and almost 200 employees, both physicians and not physicians. Along the way, as part of my work with the city, I became involved on the board of the Clean Power Alliance. That is the energy procurement arm, what used to be Edison. And we are procuring clean power for Beverly Hills, not only Beverly Hills, but for 30 other cities in the county, LA County and Ventura County. And that's over 1 million accounts, $1 billion worth of energy procurement, and I am the finance chair for that organization. So those are my professional and my business qualifications. Along the way, I think that the physician in me, the doctor in me, has really led me to focus on the health and the safety of our community. And over the course of time, I've created this nurse practitioner program, which, although there are others like it, we are unique in the county, maybe in the world, because our nurse practitioner program is not only reactive, it's not just you call 911 and the paramedic shows up with the nurse practitioner, but we've actually now have our nurse practitioners making house calls. So if somebody calls and is ill, they'll follow up a couple of days later. The mobile stroke unit is something that, based in Santa Monica, we are now part of. I brought that here because this is a regional resource. If you cannot get to the hospital, and we're lucky because for most of the parts of the city, you can get to the hospital in 2 minutes or 2.5 minutes, but there are parts where you can't, and there are parts of the hillside where you can't. We can bring the stroke mobile to you, and for certain people, we can actually treat you at home. Stop the Bleed. Stop the Bleed was a program created by the American Trauma Society, and we brought this here. This is to teach us, residents, how to take care of each other. If something bad happens, stop the bleed, just what it sounds like. And you know, God forbid, something really happens, the first responder will be one of us. So, and finally, very proud to have led the way to ban the sale of tobacco products in our city. All very important for me, health and safety issues. Moving forward, I think we need to create a police substation. Our police department has gotten bigger, and we had conversations about expanding this police department. But better yet, why don't we take some of our police and put them where the subway is? It'll support the Southeast. I want to put it by the La Cienega Metro Station. It'll support the Southeast. It'll support the park when the park is done. And it'll also we won't have to make the police department building, the current building, bigger. I would love for us to be able to provide free internet services to our residents. The residents will ultimately have paid for the infrastructure to create it, and I think as an amenity to living in this wonderful city, I would really like to see us be able to provide that. I think we need to be fiscally responsible for everything that we do. And I think that we have to make sure we put money away because we don't know what the economy of the future is going to be. We also need to be able to build our programs as we want them. The next little bit is going to be critical. The next little bit, I don't know that we will have seen as much change around us as we're going to see in this next 3 or 4 or 5 years. And I do think that seasoned leadership is important. I think that I have demonstrated seasoned leadership, and I hope I can get your vote in March. Thank you very much.